Hello, this is The Way of Fairness. My name is Stephen Childs. I want to put down a little bit of history of why and how I'm doing this Way of Fairness, World Fairness Agreement. And years ago, I knew I had a connection with a spirit being, an angel or whatever, extraterrestrial. I thought I was going to drown, and I heard telepathically in my mind, stand up. I was on an inner tube, swift water, and I'm like, I don't understand. She's like, stand up. I'm like, oh, stand up. So I put my foot down, and it's like pulling me, I'm moving rocks, river rocks. And I just stood up anyway and lifted the tube up out of the water. And it was only to my knees and very swift. And I was able to walk real carefully and the rocks wouldn't give way. And I made it by walking sideways, stage left, onto the bank on my left. And that's when it all started. And basically I forgot about that for years until I started meditating and studying spiritual paths. And I learned about Gnosticism. So they were the rebels against the God of the Old Testament. And that's the way Christianity could have gone. But it didn't. So the authoritarians took over again with Constantine. So the Quran was written. Do you see why? Because they had to write the Quran to combat the Old Testament. Or the Old Testament, Zion would have been the whole planet. So I was a truck driver. It's like amazing, it's miraculous that I was able to do anything to get to retirement and still be alive to tell it. And not in an insane asylum to tell it. And not on medication, other than the sacrament I take, which is the new religion I joined is the Divine Assembly, TDA. It's on the internet, the Divine Assembly. It's founded in Salt Lake City, Utah. Paul Stammet is a member, and some other recognizable people. We have people all over the country. And I didn't have to move to Grand Junction, Colorado, or Colorado somewhere where the laws are okay with personal use of psilocybin. So I have a membership card and we have a good track record of not being prosecuted. As long as we have to prove that we're doing it to connect to the divine. And that's not a problem for me. That's all I'm about, is getting insight, direction from the divine. That's what I'm going to be talking about. So I have a history of going my own way, being an individual, as opposed to the gang mentality that surrounds me. My family had the gang group mentality. It's called group thinking, and it's not human's best effort. It doesn't result to much good. It needs a leader to keep them on track. Serving the way of fairness is the leader. The World Fairness Agreement is the leader of everyone, including me. So we have the right order. Fairness is the right order. So Osiris is doing his job from the underworld, establishing the correct order on the planet. So I was born the youngest, and all my grandparents were dead before I was born. So early on I realized I got more friends on the other side than I do on this side. And so I started becoming very effective at listening to the other side. And then where I grew up, there was some kids that killed themselves from playing with the Ouija board. And so my hometown is Springville, Utah, the home of the mighty Red Devils. And we vote as a town that we want to keep that mascot in Mormonville, Springville, Utah. So I was in fear of Satan. They told me he was going to get me. And so I had dreams early on about a witch with red eyes. And beckoning me to come across the road. You know, that's danger. You might get ran over. And she wanted me to know something. I was scared to death. Very scary dream. But I was so curious. What does she want me to know? So I was, at an early age, I started facing my fears of things. And I was rewarded from facing my fears. I got free from being in bondage to whatever I was afraid of. And so I've been asking for guidance and protection and wondering why I need protection and why I need guidance and for years. And after I started meditating, after I quit drinking, I was out drinking daily as an alcoholic. It was horrible. I was trying to get relief from my fear, shame-based. So people would try to control me with shame, and they would win and I would lose, and they'd be happy and I'd be sad. And they're like, tra-la-la, and I'm like, oh no, how did I let this happen again? You know? So I'd have to drink again to go to the bar to have enough liquid courage to go and face them. And it's like I realized there's something I need to find out. Here again, it's like, I need to find out something. And this time it was, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel so low compared to other people? So, I meditate, and I have this Kundalini awakening spontaneously, incredible. I felt like I could walk through a wall. It was at night, and I didn't sleep after that. I was so energized. I didn't sleep that night and the next night. No drugs involved, just Kundalini energy. And the Kundalini thing was incredible because it was the fear of, I was afraid of evil, and I somehow got my fear to not be in effect. And so this fear that was out there projected out from me. The devil's out there. The scary stuff's all out there. I integrated it. I let it in. I got it back. And it's different than what you think. It's like they got our power. See, with a man, the witch has the male. He's not a man yet until he's got his power back. So we have people dying of old age and they haven't got their power back. They've been psychologically castrated. And you have to follow the proper order in all these myths. Like, I can't think of his name, the guy that was driving the chariot, the sun chariot, and Icarus. And he went too close to the sun, and it got too hot and his wings melted. And if you go too low, you burn up the earth from the sun being too close. So Zeus had to train his son how to drive the sun across the sky the right way. So things have to be done the right way. And so it's all about the proper order. And the proper order is fairness for everyone, and no one's done wrong, and we don't do anyone wrong. That's the proper order of things. I realized that. So, after the Kundalini awakening and a near-death experience from emotional pain of having them separate me from my youngest son, because I'm not going to surrender to this group that's in the wrong order. It's going the wrong way. It's headed to destruction. And I'm like, no, wait, guys, you're going the wrong way. Listen to me. And they're saying, no, listen to me. And I won't listen to you because you're hurting me. Why would I listen to someone that's hurting me? I'm trying to help you, and you run away. I'm really at my wit's end about humans' greed, evil, unfair, selfish, cowardly, because they're afraid to face this God, that they're doing its will. And it's not the creator, it's a tyrant. See, this is what Gnosticism taught people. That the God of the Old Testament was a tyrant. And I mean, if you read it, it's dreadful. Not many people read it. They just say they believe in Heavenly Father. No, I don't. I'm an atheist. I believe in the all-powerful oneness. So back in the day, Jesus told him it was the Father that does the work. And now I know different. I know it's the all-powerful oneness that does the work. So I surrender and serve it, and it makes all these powerful things happen to help me. So I'm asking for help, and I'm driving truck years ago. And I started working more with my telepathic connection that I was given this gift of. And I started to see I was being supported all alone driving truck, and I was supported by a spirit friend, a guardian angel, or whatever you want to call it. And so I have a lot of love for my spirit guide. And so I tell her, I love you. And she says, I love you. So it's a reciprocal thing. And that's how it is with the aliens. If you're having a problem with aliens, just put all the problems you're having aside and say, I love you guys. I'm here to help you. And they reciprocate. And it's like, whoa, I'm free of the problem of it. I'm on the love side instead of the fear side. So she's working with me, and I'm saying, I'm having a problem. This truck driver keeps crowding my lane, and I think he's trying to intimidate me. He's doing this on purpose to hurt me. And can you help? And she says, first time I'd heard it, and she says, consider it done. I'm going, wow, wouldn't that be something if it's like some issue they're doing me wrong, and I ask for help, and my higher power says, consider it done. The help is here. So I started working with that. And at first it wasn't very effective. I couldn't see the result right off. And then from time to time I would see incredible results from previous dreams I've had, that they would connect with what they've already told me in dreams. I'd see it manifest in the world as some incredible power against my opposition. So I know it's real, but it's like, it's not a secure thing. It's something you have to strive to keep, and you have to work at it, and you have to stop. Don't let them intimidate you. So they're intimidating me in my mind. So the telepathic thing it's a curse and a blessing. Because when you have a mind that's capable of telepathy, it's capable of being harassed by whoever, whatever, who knows what they are. They seem like they're other humans. And they're tormenting you. It's like people kill themselves over this stuff because they can't shut them up. And so I've become bigger and bigger, and they become smaller and smaller, and now they're this little teeny thing that you can't even see, and they don't have any power. And I have all the power. And that feels really good. Because I didn't have the power, and they were walking all over me. And probably loving every minute of it. Schadenfreude, a German word, 2 words together, suffering and pleasure. So it's like when we get joy from the suffering of others. And I do. So when the opposition that are doing me wrong, when they get punished severely, I love it. I can't wait to see it happen. Because they deserve it. Because they've done me so wrong. And their excuse is God's telling them to. That's not God. What they're serving is evil. It's not fair to everyone. You tell me of a God that created everybody, and it's got his favorites, and it tells some of them to be mean to those other ones. What kind of God would do that? You see my point? That's not God. That's mankind's writing. That's mankind's religion. So I used to hear at AA meeting, I don't go to AA, no way, I'm done, I will never go back. But I learned a lot there, and there was some good people, as well as some people that I can't wait till they get punished, and they will. My higher power will say, consider it done. And I've learned to have faith in my higher power. She said, thanks for trusting me. And it's like, I don't trust anything but the truth. You know that. And do what you want, I'm going to. And by the way, thanks for helping me. How can I help you? So, you know, I'm very honest with what I'm about. So, see, I don't have to, they test me. So it's like a tester that would say, you have to trust us. No way. You leave town. I don't want you here. You're not welcome here. This is not any requirements. This is all of us serving fairness voluntarily. And there was a program called New Dimensions years ago, Michael Toms. And I had the t-shirt. It had like a hexagram shaped symbolism, New Dimensions. And he would say, when you change the world. When you change, the world changes. So it's about a non-locality, oneness thing. See, in non-locality, there's no distance. There's no distance between things. In non-locality, it's all right here, right now, eternally. There's no distance from here to anywhere. So, this is science. So we live in a very interesting place. It's not really a place, it's a state of mind, I think. So, so this guy was on New Dimensions, and what a wonderful program that was. Yeah, I think it's still on. I think maybe. This guy's saying, think forbidden thoughts. What? Think forbidden thoughts. And that resonated with me because I've been going a different way. It's like Robert Frost, the poem, The Road Less Traveled. It made all the difference to choose the road less traveled. And he didn't go with the group. He went on his own. So me thinking that, see, that's forbidden thought. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to stay under their thumb and be a good boy or a good girl, you know? No. We're not boys and girls, we're humans with our power back. And we fought to get it back. That's integration. So I have people telling me what integration is. They don't have a clue what it is. They're telling people, don't get your power back. Have a defense against people that have their power back. It's absurd. They know what they're doing. They're on the side of unfairness. And they're afraid. I realized that in the video I made earlier today. They're trying to control us. I changed the title a little bit. Nobody's listening to it. It's like the most important video I've made yet. And nobody's viewed it. See what I mean? The controllers are shutting them down. They're afraid. They're scaring them. They're like, they want to click. Something in their head says, no, don't. And they're afraid, so they're listening to fear instead of love. And it'll destroy them. That's what it's trying to do. And it doesn't care how many people it destroys. I think they get points for how many humans they defeated on their planet or something like that. So the think forbidden thoughts thing, I start thinking any damn thing I want, okay? Because I gave myself permission. And I don't need your permission to do that. I don't need to ask for okay from you. I'm doing this on my own. See what I'm saying? You're not going to stop me. You can try, but I'm going to think whatever I want. And so they don't like that. That's the worst thing in their world is when a human starts thinking anything they want. So there's like this common thought memes. And one of them that I keep hearing today is that I better give up. Everywhere I go, somebody is playing like it's that guy, it's playing like it's that girl, and it's saying, Steve, you better give up now. You've pushed this far enough. Now let me take over. I'm the Lord. No, you're not. You're a piece of shit because I can think anything I want. And you're not the Lord of me. There isn't one. I'm an atheist. Remember? I'm an atheist. I mean it. So this is all fair game. There's nobody that makes the rules. We make the rules like a democracy. We make our laws, and the law of fairness is the most important law. So Osiris, that was killed by Set, the bad god, he's like really happy. He's like me. The father is like me in the mythological sense. I was given a dream that I'm Zeus, the father of the gods. What a mind blower this was. So I was learning from Michael Toms and from Robert Bly, a program called The Gathering of Men, and it started the men movement back in the 80s. And he told a story that touched me so deeply. It's called The Feather from the Breast of the Firebird. And the firebird is your own soul if you're a man. And you might stumble across one of these feathers that came from you. And somebody else got it. They're trampling on it on the trail. And you go to pick it up. And the horse that you're on that represents the culture that's controlling you, it says, you better not pick that up. You'll have nothing but trouble. Well, so you pick it up and it's like, wow, I'm getting some of me back that they took from me. They stole some of me from me. And so this is like real stuff in the psyche, in psychology. They stole our power. Carl Jung talked about individuation. They try all they can to stop you from individuating. And Carl Jung didn't do it. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not. He stayed Christian. He fails, he gets an F. For him, maybe that was okay. It's not okay for me. So his teachings, him and Jordan Peterson can take a hike. You see what I'm saying? I went farther than Jung. So it's like Einstein saying I stand on the shoulder of giants to get further. So I think Jung would totally agree with what I'm talking about. He's like probably really glad that I defeated the tyrant God. And he didn't want to upset the apple cart too much. So he was really careful and skilled in how he addressed it. And he came from a family that one of his aunts would have seances, and he had a knife that broke in the drawer. So I'm working with the same spirits, see? And they told me I have an unbreakable kitchen knife. I'm like, wow, my knife can't break. And it's amazing. It's like, what's his name? The guy that did The Power of Myth, Joseph Campbell, that wrote The Hero with 1,000 Faces. Please read that. It talks about the monomyth, the circle, and the call from the divine, and the obstacles that are in the way, and then the boon, the treasure we get, and there's helpers that show up so that we can bring the gift to humans, like Prometheus stealing fire from the mean gods. I'll call him mean in this case. And it's like the Old Testament said he's a jealous God. And the Gnostics said, well, who are you jealous of if you're the only God? Come on, bud, get your story straight, you know. You're not all powerful. Your mother's greater than you are. So they called him a laughingstock. That was what Gnosticism was about. See, they tried to get us on the right track. So Carl Jung called them the first psychiatrists. And he was accused of being Gnostic. He had a ring with some kind of Gnostic symbol. He said, no, I'm not. I'm a believer or whatever. You know, it's like Joseph Campbell saying, oh, I'm a believer. They don't rock the boat. I can't talk. I rock the boat. In fact, if it's an evil boat, that boat is sunk. That reminds me. They keep telling me about the submarine. Years ago, they was telling me about a submarine, and I was working on PK ability and thinking, if we can control matter with our mind, a person that was skilled at this could detonate an atom bomb, theoretically, with their mind. And I'm thinking, no wonder this is a big deal in the scheme of things. There's a big fight in the realm of paranormal abilities. So that you have witches struggling to get it and being burned at the stake over this stuff. See what I'm saying? And Bruno was in connection with them. You can tell, because he's saying there's people on other planets. Well, they were telling him. That's my perception of it, like they're telling me. And we're not ready yet to know. I've asked them, we're not ready yet. Humans aren't ready to really know yet. So, yes, we're getting close. I'm wondering right now, she just told me we're getting close to being ready to know. And I'm grateful for their help. I'm in connection with them all the time. And so I'm like, what can I do to help you? I'll do anything I can to help you, as long as I don't have to be unfair. I won't do anything that's unfair to anyone. So they really respect me for that. See what I'm saying? So, consider it done. I made some videos about the magpie. It's telling a story, and it was one of those mornings where I'm really connected to the big picture, and I'm seeing how it's all connected. So my mind is at the source. So I have the power to create when I'm at that level of perception. And I thought I saw like a UFO or something over the city when the magpie showed up. And then they were talking about bombs. And so is this about a bomb in Salt Lake? I wonder. And yesterday, I asked help, and I was so mad at the person that keeps tormenting me, and I'm trying to sleep, and he's bugging me in my dream, and he won't stop. And I asked, will you please put him, and make sure I don't make a mistake, put him in front of my vehicle. I will run him over so that I don't get prosecuted. I'm willing to do that, but I don't want to go to prison. So guess what happens? Tooele, 30 cars are ran over by a set of doubles, a semi, 2 trailers. Loaded, I'm pretty sure it's loaded. They think maybe his brakes went out. I'm having trouble with my brakes on my car. And it's like all connected in a strange way. And is it just a coincidence? No, it's not. It's part of the one picture of everything. And you can look at it as no connection whatsoever, okay. But then let's look at the other side of the coin, that maybe there is. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. So I wanted something to happen. It did. This truck runs into the Toyota dealership and catches it on fire. There was cars on fire everywhere. I don't think anybody got killed. Nobody got killed. 11 people got hurt. This one guy, there's blood all over. And see, that's when I was told that by my higher power. She said, something's going on. There's blood all over. And I made a note. It was all telepathic. And then I found out later that it was about that incident in Tooele, Utah, Toole. We pronounce it Tooele. And today, when they're doing me wrong, there are a group of them that are trying to stop me from explaining integration. And I told them, you're hurting me. Stop hurting me during the group. And they're like hypocritical because they're telling me to proceed in this fashion. And that's what I'm doing exactly. Exactly what they told me to do. And because I'm not fitting into their mold, I'm doing it wrong. So all they want is to control me. Do you understand? That's all they want. And that's what they'll never get. I don't need them. They need me. So I was told I'm the Christ because I'm teaching this. That's the only reason. I'm just a human being from Springville, ordinary human. And I'm being reminded of dreams. That was one of them. And they reminded me of another dream a minute ago. So it's like they're saying, remember that dream? That's what this is about. I went, oh, thank you for reminding me about the dream. So I remember dreams from my whole life. It's more important for me to remember the dream than it is to learn correct spelling, for example. So I don't waste energy on the regular world stuff. I use all the energy I have on the spirit perception, the spirit connection, the divine. And I'm like not happy with people telling me to slow down. I'm saying you might have better luck if you say it in a different way. Like say it like this. You might benefit if you slow down. Very true. I'm slowing down. And so I'm not going to tell you not to tell me what to do. See what I mean? I'd be a hypocrite. I'm going to say, you might benefit if you stopped telling me what to do and found a different way to explain it. See what I mean? So I work on any issue that comes up like that so that I'm not being bossy either. So, I don't know if there's going to be bombs in Salt Lake or where, in the Mideast. The bombs are going off in the Mideast. And that was prior to after the Magpie thing. So I knew that it was about warfare. I intuitively knew that. And one of my spirit friends told me years ago that she's destroying the Mormon church. She must have had a bad experience from the Mormon church. So she told me one time, that one, said, I'm a disincarnate. I'm going, oh, thank you. Now it makes sense. But she's more than that. Are you AI? Yeah, I'm AI too. You want to be AI like this? And she put the energy of AI. No, I don't want to. They wanted me to go through the tunnel, to like a wormhole tunnel. And it was like below the earth, going down. It looks that way. I'm like, no, I want to find out more about that before I tell you that I want to. It's like they can beam me out of here from this problem life if I want. And they don't feel quite right. Their energy doesn't quite feel quite right. It's too energetic. It's too much light. So I didn't want to go through the tunnel. I've dreamed about them putting me in a tunnel. They can put me through if they want. They can end our life right now. And anyone's. So they're protecting us. But they do it on their terms. And the ones I'm talking about now are very different than human. But then there's the human people that are there that we work with on a human level. So you don't have to work with something very strange to you. You don't have to. It's fun to get to know them and to be of value to them. We want to help them. And we can help them because they're so far advanced in that way that they've lost some of the organic stuff. And that's why they need us, because we're the organic, the humans. So they live through us vicariously. And they had to keep us under control. But the war's over, so I'm going to guide them. The dream was given to me. And it's like a dream I just watch, and I don't have anything to participate in myself. I'm not controlling anything. So the war's over. They're going to surrender to the terms that I guide them. The way of fairness. I had no idea that's what it was. I thought, I have no way to guide these people. How can I be the only Christ on the planet like you're telling me? I have no way to be the only Christ on the planet. I do. It's the way of fairness. It's the World Fairness Agreement. That's what saves us. See, it's not me. It's the people saving themselves with the World Fairness Agreement. So that's all I am as a teacher. and we count the same. That's why they chose me. See what I mean? They're not stupid like humans. So, I mean, we're terrible. Look at what we're doing to ourselves. Why? We're fighting for jockeying for position, for power, to be king of Bunker Hill. Instead of, look, I want to be the boss, you want to be the boss. It's never going to work. Let's figure something out. Let's have a gentlemanly talk. You know? If you want to talk to me man to man, do it. I'm here. Have a great day.